Diagnostically, here is a picture that everybody sees in Chinese medicine school, and it's so simple but so helpful. Normal balance is this top line here in black, right under normal balance. We have the blue as yin and the red as yang. What happens if you have a yin deficiency? This means you don't have enough yin in your body. Your body has a deficiency of yin. Okay? You relatively have more yang. Since yang is warming, they tend to be hot. An example of this is menopause. What happens in menopause is the yin has been depleted. The yin is deficient. So relatively, even though they don't have too much yang, but in comparison to their level of their yin, they have more yang. The yang is warming, creates heat. They get hot flashes, they sweat, right? Redness, dryness is common. On the other side, on the right side here, we have the opposite, where the yang is deficient. So if the yang over here is deficient, you relatively have a greater amount of yin. Now in this case, what do you think is happening? Are they too hot or too cold? Too cold, right? Too much yin, too much cooling aspect. As men get older, this is the generality, as men get older, we tend towards yang deficiency. We start our lives with like an abundance of yang. We have so much energy, so much heat in our bodies. And women tend to be the opposite. They start their lives more cool. And what happens? Women go into menopause, and then all of a sudden they're too hot. And men get to a similar age, and all of a sudden they're too cold, right? I mean, all of a sudden can be gradual, right? But this is yin and yang in balance. So in the beginning of life, men more yang, women more yin. So we're balancing. And then in the later parts of life, women then switch and start to become more yang. But to balance that out, men start to become more yin. We balance each other out.
How do they explain that in Chinese medicine?
Explain.
Just the purpose for that.
Purpose for balance?
Like as it balances out.
Oh, like why does it balance out?
Yeah.
It's the natural tendency of the universe to seek balance. Yeah. And so if we align ourselves with nature, then we align ourselves with balance. For instance, the sun and our daytime and nighttime, right? There's the hottest time of day when it's like midday, and that's yang of yang, the most yang time. And then you go to the evening, and that's yin within yang, they call it. It's the yin rising and the yang going down. And then you move to the next part, and it's yin within yin, the coldest. And then you come to the morning time, yang within yin, the yang is rising. So even daily, there's this up and down, right? But then you can look seasonally, right? There's still that balance. If you look at a bigger picture, it's the yin and the yang, right? Yeah.
Why would you call empty heat or empty cold?
Yeah, so those are different terms for the same thing. So empty refers to deficiency. Okay. So if somebody says empty heat, then you automatically know that it's a deficiency of yin. Because the only way you can get an emptiness that creates heat is when the yin is deficient. Yeah. And then vice versa.